Okay, I'm having like a problem with, I don't know if it's my connection or what, but
Oh, wait.
Is it lagging?
can you hear me all right or no?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, I think we can all hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to closing out stuff because I'm getting kind of like a weird lagging echo, kind of.
Oh, I literally just muted the YouTube, so
Okay. All right.
on my end because I had the YouTube open in another window.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, cool. No, this works slick. Just post a link up there from my side as the as the host, and up it goes. So yeah, very good.
Oh yeah, I like it, man. I dig the heck out of it. It's
There's
just
gonna be a lot of people moving over to it, I think.
yeah. And, well, especially all the people that see the share beer. That is for sure. I mean, that's a worldwide audience.
Oh yeah, millions at least.
Yeah, if we do the adding and subtracting according to the way the malt liquor community does, yeah, it's millions and millions of people.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to get more people, and it's a flat Earth.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
So Wes went to IKEA last week. So obviously no camera equipment at IKEA.
Yeah, they've got some stuff you can use for gear. You bet.
Oh yeah, props and stuff. Yeah,
they do actually. Yeah,
they actually sell. Didn't they sell like some sort of cardboard camera at one point too? Did anyone see that?
I don't know
that
about
surprise
that.
Me. Yeah,
but Kia sells stuff for lighting, man.
Yeah, they have a lot of lighting.
They damn sure do. They've got some.
I guess so. Yeah, with all the lights and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some pretty. IKEA, I would bet you, is in a lot of photos, man.
Yeah, that's probably true. That is probably true.
Yeah,
every single reality TV show.
Yeah.
IKEA everywhere.
Studio lighting brought to you by IKEA.
Yeah, they are definitely a factor. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I forgot about all the lighting stuff they have. Let me go ahead and post. It looks like the Boone
and
Boone
IKEA
boys aren't here yet. I don't know if they've. Hopefully
they're in the audio world as well too.
Oh, there's James.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
How are you?
Oh, there he is.
Hey, James.
All right.
I'm just. We only got room for one more. So who's in next?
Yeah, who it is? Who it is? Who it is? Come on.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to go to the little kids' table and wait.
That's right. Last one there's a rotten egg.
Are you limited with 6 people only?
Yeah.
6 only on camera. Yeah. So, but yeah, 6 on camera and 4 in the wings. So let me open up Flickr here and see. So so this is the first full one on StreamYard. Probably will be the home for a while.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Until something else changes. Hopefully not too long.
Yeah. At least for me, it's going to be the home for my show. I know that.
Yeah. No, it makes a lot of sense. Like audio quality is generally better. Video quality is better.
Yeah.
Control. There's Dennis. Dennis made it in. There we go. Audio quality is generally better. Video quality is better.
Oh, he's got to mute some stuff. Mute the
YouTube. There we go. Audio quality is generally better. Video quality is better.
Oh yeah.
The third time.
There we go. Just in case you didn't hear it the first time.
Are you there, Dennis?
Or the second time.
Yeah.
YouTube.
And if you still want to hear it, yeah, you can.
Can you hear me, Mark?
Yeah.
Yes, we heard you.
Now we can hear you. Yeah.
What an
we got YouTube on. We were hearing it 3 times.
Yeah, I was taken back a bit then because I could hear all of you.
Yeah.
Nice entrance. That was great.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Yeah, we're all here. If anybody else joins, Frank's in the waiting room. All right. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to
popular show, man.
Put Frank on there, And I guess
It kind of seems hard to believe that he says that most of his shows only for people,
yeah.
because we easily fill this thing up.
Yeah. It's
You know,
that's I'm hoping that they up it to 10. That would be so if you're watching on YouTube, Frank, I'll try to get you in here in a second. We'll go through and see if anybody hold on. Yeah, go through and see if anybody's done anything new photographically here this week.
I put some out there.
Equipment wise, and there we go. All right, yeah, I'll get Frank in. So I'm assuming, Wes, you didn't buy any photographic equipment at IKEA. So
No, but I did buy a new SD card. So
oh, you did. Oh,
Hey,
okay.
there you go.
not at IKEA.
boom.
New SD card.
Yeah, boy.
It's kind of a vital tool for photography. You know, at least the digital side of things.
I haven't bought a memory card in a while. You know that? Out of all the stuff, memory cards.
They're so cheap now. I mean, so
Yeah,
inexpensive now.
How many-
32s, and now I decided I want to switch to 64s. So
Yeah, and that was probably still only like $15, right?
it was 20.
Yeah.
Well, no, it wasn't. I don't remember what it was. I think it was around 20.
Mhm.
Good cards are still expensive, though, man. Good cards.
Yeah,
For
are
the real
still-
high speed ones.
Yeah, they're still expensive.
Yeah, but
Not
are
as
they
expensive
really
as they
are they
used to
really worth it or not? Are they really worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I always test the speed. I do a speed test on all of mine, and there's definitely a difference
Yeah.
between the
Oh,
write
yeah.
and read speed and how fast your buffer clears and all that stuff.
Even-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even usage with like my 6D, I'll catch up the buffer on those, and
Yeah.
and see versus actually fast.
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah, I've got. I don't know. I think just the real basic cards, and I don't. It's hasn't been an issue for me, but I might notice it. I guess if I go with a little higher speed card, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's mainly an issue for me when I'm shooting the birds in flight. You know, just
Yeah.
hammering the shutter.
Yeah. See, that's very rare for me. I'm usually one or two shots at a time, and that's about it. So.
Yeah.
That is. That's it. But yeah, I would see so. So you get do you get the 10X or whatever? What's
Like UHS 3, whatever.
Okay.
It's the SanDisk Extreme Pro here.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah. That's. I guess that would be coming useful if you're doing multiple shots for sure. So. All right. So Wes did buy a card. Okay.
flash.
Joe's got 30. That's not an SD card. That's a
Compact. Yeah.
compact. Yeah.
flash.
Compact flash. Okay.
Those are faster than SD cards.
I've still got one of those cameras.
Yeah. Are they faster than SD cards?
Yeah.
Compact flash? Okay. All right.
well, like the Canon 1D and stuff use CF still for
Okay.
that reason.
Okay. Just because they're so fast. Yeah, I've never had a camera with compact flash. So, all right. Interesting.
You haven't, Mark? Really?
No. Mine have always been unless
God,
I don't think so.
You
Because
must
I
have a
think
pretty
the
new
first
camera.
the first DSLR I got was the Canon Rebel DSLR, and it used SD cards. I think it did, and that was back in 2011, 2012. Now I had some of the other previous digital cameras, like the little, super zoom type stuff, that type of thing, and I think those didn't use. I don't think they used compact flash. They might have used the early SD and some proprietary formats too. Olympus had a proprietary card format for a while, if I remember right. Like, first digital camera I got was a little Olympus, 3.2 megapixel one, and it used one of their Olympus cards, which the card was almost as much as the camera, not quite, but it was like $80 for the card, I think, and it had like 10 megabytes. I mean, some tiny. It held like 10 images or something. I mean, it was ridiculous. For
XT. Wow.
That focus.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
16 megabyte.
There you go. That's the one. And that was probably like 40, $50, right?
Oh yeah.
Back in the day.
Well, I don't know. I got it's an old camera that I got and actually film cameras, but
Yeah.
it's like one image,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
If we're doing
One
that,
camera.
I've got one here to show you.
Oh, yeah.
That's a 2 gig card.
Small little micro
Yeah.
SD.
Yeah, and
Yep. I've got a bunch of those, but I don't have them in cameras. I have them in audio equipment. They're in all my little Raspberry Pis. You got the 2 gig micro cards, micro SD cards. So let me get let's see.
How much total cards do you?
How much what, Pat?
Because I carry like 250 with me. Total,
Wow, he's
like memory cards.
How many do I carry?
Fuck.
Usually,
Yeah.
I usually have. Oh, geez, I don't know how many total cards do I have? I don't know, 15 or 20 probably. I usually take 2 or 3 with me.
We've probably all got a drawer full of them.
Yeah, I mean, I've got 4. I've got 2 sticking here. I've got another one over here under. Yeah, it's like there's like a pile of them, and I've got a Ziploc bag back in the camera bag with like 10 of them in there. And I just swap them out when if I haven't used the camera in a while, I got to check and make sure that I actually have them cleared off before I do anything with them. But yeah, they're kind of like they just kind of multiply. You just didn't know you had as many as you do. All right, Pat. New equipment last week or 2 or 3.
Hopefully I don't lag here, but although I need to. I had a little while ago. It was actually Father, in particular, the exact day, because I came into my office and found my Sigma with the giant filter, my camera on the ground with that shattered. The filter was completely shattered, and I guess my 3-year-old daughter had got her hands on it at some point and knocked it off something up, I guess. And it was like, oh, no big deal, it's just a filter. But then I went to go use it on a shoot, and I found systems like totally screwed up.
Oh, the whole front.
The autofocus.
Oh.
Well, no, the glass is fine. It works perfect, but the autofocus, like, it doesn't work half the time. And then the little meter that's on the lens that shows you where your focus doesn't move.
Okay.
When it focuses, and then it sometimes it won't autofocus, and then I can't manual focus. It just is stuck, and I have to grab the lens and twist it, and then it will.
Okay.
So I gotta send it to Sigma, but it's not a cheap lens, so I'm sure that's not going to be a cheap repair.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to try to pick up the 35 arts, and then send off that 20, so I have something while it's away.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
But,
yeah.
I was a little annoyed when it was the filter, because it's like a $200 filter.
Yeah.
And then when I went to go use the lens, and I realized, no, it's a lot more than just the filter. That was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, the filter is the least of the problems right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Least of the worries.
Yeah.
Like, oh, great! I got to fix the glass, the lens.
Have you sent it off yet? You haven't sent it off yet. You're going to wait till you replace something to get another.
Yeah, like I said, I have to. So I'm thinking about getting that 35 Sigma. So it's not the job done, and I want that lens anyway. So
yeah.
They just released the new lens, right? I mean, they just released one.
A couple, yeah.
Yeah. They've been doing a lot of releases, actually, Sigma, with that art series. They've been.
Yeah,
I'm waiting on if they were to do like a 200 or 300 prime, I would actually possibly buy that as well. But they don't go further than the 135 is the longest. So.
Yeah, that. Well, that sucks. But now you're motivated to get another lens that you were going to get anyway. So.
I guess.
Right? I guess. Whatever.
Need to make lemonade out of lemons, huh?
Yeah.
Are Simco lenses good lenses?
Oh yeah, the art series. Heck yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I'll answer that.
The
for
Sigma
him.
Art's like, yeah, it's like about as good as it gets. I mean, I was using all the Canon L, and then I switched completely to Sigma.
I'm going to take myself out. I'm going to put Frank in, and I'll control it from the chat for just a second. I'll get Frank in here for a little bit. Yeah. So I'll add Frank.
Actually, you know what? Let me drop. Why don't you drop me out, and I'll try to figure out what's going on with my lag.
Oh, okay. All right. So you think you might need to do a reboot or something? All right. Yeah.
I don't-
We'll
yeah,
remove
I
you,
don't-
add Frank, and then just text, and you get back in. All
Okay.
right. See you in a bit. There's Frank. Hey, Frank.
Hey guys.
How are you? We're having to rotate in, so hopefully come back.
Yeah,
in.
I was just enjoying a cocktail in the green lounge.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
Hopefully
they're
the interns are meeting your every need and taking care of you.
Yeah. Hey, and Mark,
Only
thanks for
yellow
the privilege. That was a nice touch.
Yeah. Mark, shouldn't you be saying to Frank, and our next guest is?
Yes.
Welcome into the show.
Just like Celebrity Squares.
Yeah. Have you noticed when Frank come on, we all move around on the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can look at each other like Brady Bunch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, how you guys doing down there? Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah. I've got a new neighbour. Wes lives upstairs.
Yeah.
Now, is this accurate? Because on my screen, I'm the top right.
Yes. You're
Right.
top right.
Yeah.
I'm,
you're right.
I'm underneath you.
Yep.
Yeah.
So left to right, it's me, Wes, Joe, then Frank, Dennis, and James.
Yeah.
So
Hi,
yeah.
James.
We live in the
And
basement.
the Hollywood Square song, yeah. We need the corny host to come up with some questions, yeah.
They actually, on the Sigma note, though, they released 3 lenses for mirrorless cameras. So that you've got the Sigma 35 mil, the Sigma 45, and the Sigma 12 to 24. Those are the 3 they released. Just started shipping on the 26th.
Okay.
And that's for the Leica SL, the Sony FE full frame mounts.
Yeah. They're going to do that because you know what's going to happen to the SLRs.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out what happened in Sigma internally because, not too long ago, maybe 10, 15 years ago, their lenses were nothing
Yeah.
like what they were now. I mean,
No.
they were just low cost, cheap,
Yeah.
junk, basically.
No, they probably decided they just wanted to get serious and
Yeah.
poached some designers or sent their designers back to school or something.
Apparently,
I
they
guess
took
that there was some sort of internal change.
Yeah.
Some CEO or somebody who decided let's get serious.
Yeah.
It's even more recent than that because I mean I've had the art series that I bought was one of the first. Matter of fact, it might have been the first that they launched.
Mhm.
And I've had that a couple years already. So you figure a couple years ahead of that for R&D. So you're talking 5-6 years ago, maybe. That's about it. I mean, and it took a while before people started snapping that. You know what? This is a pretty damn good lens. You know what I'm saying? It took a little while.
They spent their entire lives building up a bad reputation, and it's really hard to get rid of it. But I tell you what, once you start putting up quality stuff
Yeah.
Mhm.
and having a passion for what you're doing,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I agree with you. That they would. I would never have considered buying a Sigma lens 20 years ago.
Oh yeah,
No.
Well,
Yeah.
them and what was it, Tamron?
Yeah,
Tamron?
Sigma and Tamron were the cheap knockoff lenses.
Yeah, and Sigma weren't far behind them.
Right. Yeah. Sigma was bad, and
How's Tamron now?
sorry.
Tamron.
Yeah, how's Tamron lenses now?
they're like crawling up the rear, right? They're trying like hell. They have made a couple of lenses now that are pretty darn good. The problem is they're forgotten about right now. I mean all the buzz is with, of course, Nikon and Canon, and now you've got the mirrorless. So you've got these other third party making lenses now, and Sigma with their art series, they're killing it, and Tamron's like Oh yeah, Tamron. That's right. They make lenses. You know?
Tamron puts out a 28 to 75, I think, and that's about $500. And if you go to opticallimits.com, where they actually give you a number for the resolution at different focal lengths at all the different f-stops, it's about 10%-ish less sharp than a $1,600 Canon or Nikon. So that $1,000 extra doesn't get you a whole lot in terms of resolution. I don't know how it is as far as focusing and workability and usability, but when you compare the sharpness charts, you're paying a hefty premium. There's that diminishing returns really kicks you in the butt when you're buying the high end lenses.
Yeah.
Frank, that 50 mil Voigtlander I bought, there was a write up on that saying that it's 10% less than the Leica.
Mm-hmm.
And they said it's $3,000 cheaper.
Yeah. Well, Leica, you're paying about $1,000 a letter.
Yeah, I mean the Leica. the Leica equivalent's like $4.5 grand.
Yeah.
That's,
That's your go-to lens now, isn't it?
It's what?
Your go-to lens? Do you take that everywhere?
Yeah, actually, I still consider the 65, the Voigtlander 65, being a superb lens. It's sharp corner to corner, but it weighs twice as much as that 50 mil.
Wow.
And the 50 mil is so fast. That 1.2, f1.2.
Oh yeah, 1, 2.
so if you had to be stuck on a desert island with one lens, which one
I'm
would
just walking around taking pictures wide open now.
would the 50 or the 65 make it to the desert island with you? Which one?
I mean, the manual mount for the Leica is not optimized for the Sony, but I don't care if it's got slightly soft corners and it vignettes a lot. It's just it's just superb.
Yeah, they're both great lenses. Yeah. I mean,
And about 15 minutes ago, Mark, I won a filter for it on eBay for £5.
Okay.
Oh wow,
£5?
£5?
Yeah, that was a BW 52 mil UV filter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they're brass, so they don't bind up on the threads.
They use brass rings. Yeah. So,
Wow,
that's a good deal.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get it. It just said you won the auction. Pay your
They're
$5.
usually around $15-20 for
Yeah.
at that
Was it
price.
used?
Yeah, it's a used one, but it says it was on a 50 mil Voigtlander 1.2, which is now sold a lens.
So I wonder, that might have been the filter that was on your lens.
Now I checked with a different guy.
How much
The guy sold it.
shipping? How much was shipping for that? Because usually they up the shipping price to make up the end.
£3.99.
That's not bad.
What's up?
Yeah, a new XS Pro, which is what it is like £50.
Wow.
Yeah, you got a good deal on that. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. It came from the lens that you had, so I wonder.
Yeah. Well, I'm still smiling because I got the lens after shop price anyway.
Yeah, you got a great price in that lens, and then get the. Oh, it's just it's Dennis's deals. We're just gonna have to have a new segment.
yeah.
Dennis, on the share beer, we got Dennis's deals now.
It's like Joe says, if you only pay that kind of money for it, you're never going to lose any money unless you drop it.
Yeah,
That's
it's true. Yeah, as long as you take care of it, you can turn around and sell it for pretty much what you paid for it. And,
you're just always. I mean, there's good glass is just. Wes has plenty of it. I mean, there's good glass is just there's no. What are you gonna say? You know what I'm saying? There's no.
Yeah. You settle in on the format or the manufacturer that you like and get the best glass you can afford for it, and then you can switch out the bodies.
I know the guy said it was sharp, but it excites the alias in the inside the sensor. If you don't watch it, everything you got to de-analyze everything. It's it comes out so sharp.
It's
crazy.
so sharp it freaks out the camera.
It freaks out the sensor. Yeah, it's just like, you got to dull it down really.
The camera's like, we need a crappier lens on this. What's up with this?
I haven't tried it on the Leica yet, which is obviously it's going to be optimized for the film.
Yeah.
I'll have to give it a go.
Yeah. That's interesting. So we know Dennis got a filter. Oh, I just bought one today. Any new equipment, James?
No, I just put some photos up there today.
I saw you did post a few. Thank you. I had no equipment purchase. I can guarantee that.
I guarantee, yeah.
Guarantee.
Here.
I think I'm starting to reassess. I'm starting to like look back there and say, oh yeah, there's a camera back there. So I'm gonna I have to reacquaint myself with how to use it here pretty soon before we head out of town in a week.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I'm with you. I've not put a film in the film camera for about 9 months.
Yeah.
This is bad.
I've got to go through and do an inventory of what I have. I know I've got a few holders that have film in them, but I've got to go back and cross-reference it with my little spreadsheet that I have and see what I have.
Yeah, I'll stick them all in a plastic bag with written on a big piece of paper what they are, like form, pan 100, or whether they're color.
Yeah, and I usually had done that, but these were a couple left over from last year that I didn't do anything with. So
right, that'd be exciting when you develop your color film in black and white chemical.
Yeah. Well, I do have a little letter and number on each side of the thing, so I just need to refer to the sheet where hopefully I recorded what I put in it. Because I put in this one holder A. 1A is whatever and 1B, and I try to group them together. So I just need to double check and make sure. And then
I've still got an unopened box of 50 sheets of 4x5 color. It's going to take a while at this speed to get through that.
I put them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, if you are willing to buy a Tamron, they've got some fantastic deals on their zooms, man.
Really?
I'm looking at a 150 to 600 mil 5.6 to 6.3 for $900.
You can get
And
the
then-
Sigma one for around that same price or less.
Oh, can you really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
they just compete with each other on that lens. Is they're both around the same price.
Okay.
Yeah, for
Okay.
a long.
No,
for a long
we're using these 600 again. I had to look at his photos earlier.
Okay, yeah. Patrick says he had the Tamron for a long time. Yeah, 17 to 50. That was kind of their premier lens for a while, wasn't it? Wasn't it the 17 to 50? That was kind of their most popular
I have that
lens.
still.
What's that?
I have that lens still. A Tamron.
Okay, you still do. Okay.
2.8. Yeah,
Yeah, see,
it's a good lens. It's not as sharp as this.
good
the
enough for
Sigma
Auto
card.
Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, good enough for the magazine, and he earns a living with it.
That is, it's a good solid lens. That's the one I remember seeing a number of years ago as being a pretty popular lens for kind of a walk around zoom lens, basically.
Yeah, I don't, man.
Relatively fast, 2.8, and something you can, if you need one lens for a day, you can put that one on and feel pretty good about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good all-around lens to have.
Yeah, that's kind of the sweet spot for people who are looking to, not necessarily, not a real expensive lens, but a decent quality lens for a fair price. I mean, you get a lot of people will buy that, and then that'll be the only, might be the only lens they ever use.
I'm telling you, the one I missed the most was my Canon Al series, the original 24 to 70 that I had. I had it for a while, and then someone stole it, wanted it more than me apparently. But I missed that lens. It was a tank.
Yeah,
It still was sharp enough. It wasn't as sharp as version 2, of course, but and the Sigma that I replaced it with is pretty damn nice as well, and a little lighter.
yeah.
But boy, I missed
Yeah, I had the
it.
one prior to that, the 28 to 80, 2.8. I think it was a 2.8 to f4. It was the first one. One of the very first zooms, autofocusing L series zooms. That was back in the 90s. I loved it. It was a really tack sharp lens.
Yeah.
Is that the lens you left in the car, Joe?
Yeah, well, I had it in, and then I went to get I had just came from a shoot, and I had it in my pickup, and I went to, for some reason, I didn't put it in my bag. I put it next to my bag. Mistake. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? You know, and I went to go have my truck serviced, and whoever serviced it stole it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I remember that. That was about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, right?
about 4. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember because the bay they serviced your car in was the only bay that never had a camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was unfortunate.
That's basically how it went too, because the guy even let me look at the cameras, you know, look at the tape and everything, and I went over and over and over it, and there was
nothing. Yeah.
But, well, you couldn't see that bay. It
Yeah.
was. So what are you gonna do? But I kind of don't think it was the service guy anyway. I think it was the. I remember when the service writer had brought it out, he asked me if I wanted to have it washed. I think it was one of the wash bay guys, really. You know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Because those are kind of some shady characters back there making minimum wage or whatever they make. You know what I'm saying? To wash cars.
Yeah.
At the car dealer, for Christ's sake, they're not getting paid much, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got some of them in this country as well, Joe.
Yeah.
The woman left her car at the car wash, and when she come back, she complained to the guy that her sat nav's missing.
The what was missing?
The sat nav.
Navigation.
Oh.
Put it sat nav over there.
Yeah. So the guy was stopping. He bought her a new one, like, you know. Then
Yeah.
sacked all the guys who were working for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just SOL there.
Language.
What was that, Jimmy?
Speaking another language in England, that's why you didn't know what a sat nav was.
Yeah, this is true. You'll have to translate for me.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I get mixed up with pavements and sidewalks, you know.
And garage.
Yeah, garage. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it does suck. Yeah. You just have no. Yeah, it's. You have no way.
By the way, guys, we got a new prime minister.
Yeah, Boris got in, didn't he?
Yeah, Boris is going. I mean, he's mates with Trump, isn't he? So that's fine.
You like Boris?
Is what?
You like Boris?
I think he's quite a character. Yeah.
He's different.
So good luck. Well, the thing about prime ministers, they could if his coalition falls apart, he could kick him out next week, basically, right?
Yeah. I mean, he's got a job on because he's only got a 1-seat majority in Parliament. So.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I don't see him long for this world as far as prime minister, but I could be wrong.
If Parliament block is leaving the EU on the 31st of October, then it's done, isn't it? We're going to have a general election.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he might be he might be a 3-month prime minister.
Yeah. But the thing is, he's another well-educated Eton boy, you know. Yeah.
I don't know if that means anything necessarily good or not.
Yeah, you're missing out living in America, Jimmy, because, you know, over here, our MPs can think for us because we're not clever enough, you know. They just ignore the vote, ignore what the result was, and just do what they want.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's what the EU tried to do to Italy. After they elected Salvini, the EU came in and said, "We don't like this result. We want you to redo your elections."
Yeah.
And basically, Italy told them that.
Yeah, it's the same here. It's not a problem. You know, Scotland voted to stay in the United Kingdom, and the leader of the Scottish Party hasn't stopped whinging since that they should have another referendum.
Yeah.
And 1.7 million more people in the UK voted to leave the EU, but of course we haven't left after 3 years because we don't know what we're talking about. They're thinking for us.
Yeah.
Pay that money, Dennis?
This what?
There's a lot of money they want from England as well, isn't there?
Yeah, and Boris has said if we leave with no deal, he's not paying them anything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the EU's apparently said today that they're not going to renegotiate, so it looks like we'll be leaving without a deal.
That's a good thing, right?
Yeah, you got that's basically 90 days away. So yeah, it's going to be.
President Trump has already said he's going to give us loads of trade deals.
He's going to make up the difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how that goes. 90 days. It could be 90 days and out. You just barely get moved into 10 Downing and you have to move out again.
Yeah. Well, apparently the French have stuck taxes on the United States software what's sold in the European Union.
Okay.
So Trump already said he's going to tax all the French wine because he said US wine is better anyway.
Well, it is.
Oh man. All right. Well, on that happy note,
Right. Yeah.
let's take a
Yay.
look at the. Let's take a look at these images and now we can use this nifty screen share thing, which is kind of nice. Where are we at? You got a lot of stuff posted.
You know what's kind of cool is,
Let's see how this works.
and I find this on audio equipment as well, that Amazon for your real expensive camera gear now is offering no interest payments, man. Like you can just,
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah.
you can
They,
just some of these expensive lenses I'm looking at right now, that like this Tamron, it's the 85 mil 1.8 DIVC USD lens,
yep.
$749, but 5 payments of $149.80. You know,
Yeah. Now, do you have an Amazon Visa card, Joe?
Pat wants back in. No, I don't.
Oh, okay. All right. Let me. I'm gonna switch out. I'll switch.
No, there's
out.
only 5 now.
Yeah, Frank's saying put Pat back.
Oh, okay. All right. I'll put that, and we'll switch back. Let me go ahead and. All right. Here you are, Pat.
Hey. I was gonna say really quick, that Tamron. So, just to illustrate a point quick, this,
Okay.
that, those are all that Tamron 17 to 50,
Okay.
and then this is the Canon 10 to 18, which is a $280 lens. So.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
The point is that, I mean, I will say, like, once you start using good glass, it's a huge difference. But,
Mm-hmm.
like, I think some people get way too caught up in that,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but Patrick, you're forgetting that you're a wizard with the Photoshop.
Well, it doesn't hurt, but
But yeah. The point is that you've got to have the eye for capturing what you need to capture and do it in a.
well, and I've seen, I know a guy who, I don't know how much money he has in Nikon gear. I mean, he has, whatever the latest body is, he has that. He has the 200 millimeter f2 Nikon, which is like I don't know how much that lens is. Some absurd, but I would guess he has like, $50,000 in photo gear. And, I mean, most kids that like are out at Cars and Coffee with a Rebel and,
Yeah.
care and try, they're going to produce better photos
Right.
because,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know. There's people that, like I said, just get caught up too much in that. And, like I'm still using a 60 and I almost went with the 62, but for the dollar difference to me, it didn't really matter. And like, I'd like to have a 5D, but for what I do, I don't need it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, there's
So-
a bunch of different versions too, but I mean, for what you do, man, that 5D would be handy. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, and then I'd actually like to get doing more like motorsports and that kind of stuff where I'll need
Yeah.
that faster autofocus, that
Yeah.
quicker frames per second, because that's what the 60 is really awful with. Is like the autofocus is pretty bad,
Yeah.
and it's a pretty slow frames per second.
Yep.
But for most of my like stuff that I do, and I notice it like when I do these like road rallies where I'm shooting from one car to another, and I don't have control over the situation. That's where I kind of wish that I had, those whatever 50 focus points or whatever it is, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all
Speaking
that.
from a guy who came from a slower camera and went to now this camera that I'm still learning, like I'm telling you, man, like I bet you if you were to get one of those, one of those 5D versions that, with between the focus system, between the video and between the resolution, the bump in resolution you'd get, man, I bet you'd be happier than you realize. You're
Well,
so
the
used to your
video-
equipment. You're so used to your gear right now that it's like a glove to you. That's the great thing. When you get that comfortable with your gear, you don't have to think about it. You just do stuff.
Yeah.
You actually, if someone asks you a question, that's the problem. You're like, I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
I just do this.
But yeah, I mean,
you know?
I could like literally do stuff with my eyes closed, you know, adjust settings and
Yeah.
stuff with my eyes closed. And if
And
someone
that
told me,
matters.
oh, it's too dark, I could picture again.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
That
And
matters. You know,
And
when
that,
you're
that
using
matters.
any
It probably
tool.
matters more than having
Yeah.
the latest camera or the best lens. You've got to be able to be connected with whatever it is you're using, whatever, and be
Well,
able to
it's-
operate it as kind of an extension of yourself. So
It's baseball season. You take a baseball player, you know, a lot of them have the ability with their fame and stuff. They could get a new glove every game if they wanted, but they don't because, man, I got this one broken good, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, you know, any tool that you use, I mean, you're reluctant.
And I think
to trade it.
people underrate how important a camera feels in your hands.
Yeah.
How important that is to me too. Like, that's actually one reason I haven't switched the Sonys. Is every time I felt them, they seem so tiny to me that it's like kind of just odd. I like how heavy my camera is and how big the grips are, and I don't know.
I find that the mirrorless, I find it hilarious that when they were starting to come out, they were building them super small. And now they're building them bigger because that's what people want, man. They like the big camera. They're a little smaller, but when they're side by side, they're not too much smaller.
Yeah, I guess I actually haven't held one in quite a while. It was like the early ones that I was.
yeah,
messing with.
when they first came out, yeah, you're right, Joe. They tried to shrink them down as small as possible to kind of, you know, emphasize the whole fact that you're getting by, you know, no mirror, so we can make it really small. And yeah, you know, they have gotten a little bit bigger.
And actually, did you see Sigma actually released a camera that's like
Smaller.
for video that's just tiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Which for video, it makes perfect sense to me because you're gonna have that in a rig and whatever. No reason for that to be big, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
But
Good point. Yep.
Is that one of their what do they call it? The red cameras or whatever? Is that, or am I thinking of?
Red is a camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Red's its own brand.
Okay.
Very expensive.
Red's like the top tier. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember looking at those and I'm like, wow, that's like 3 times as much as anything else out there.
It's either buy a
think they
red
have
camera or a Mercedes. Like, for real. Them things are expensive.
I think Red might actually have a camera that shoots 16K video. That's how absurd they are.
16K.
Patrick, have you ever used any of the Leica stuff?
I have.
No,
I have.
'cause,
I've never
I
actually used. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of emphasis put on how much the lenses cost in Leica, because loads of other manufacturers, like you're saying, a lot cheaper lenses, at least 90% of what Leica's dishing out, just can't justify the cost.
Yeah, and that's like actually Zeiss does like the Otis, and they do a couple others that are like full manual, like built like a tank lenses that are supposed to be like as good as it gets image quality. But I mean, honestly, like with their 85, if you compare that to like the Sigma 85 Art, it's like splitting hairs. I mean, you know, the bokeh might be a little nicer, but you're paying like 3 times as much. You don't have autofocus, and you know.
Yeah, I don't actually own a lens with autofocus.
Yeah, all your lenses are manual. Yeah.
Everything I've got's manual.
Well, it's funny.
The rangefinder.
I was just gonna say, yeah, and so I find though that's the strange thing with these really fast, with the really fast Sigma lenses. I end up manual focusing most of the time anyway, because I don't trust my autofocus.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Joe,
This is the most important photo gear right here.
tall kitchen bag.
Sooner or later, you will need trash bags.
Speed delivery showed up via Amazon.
I have found that that 1.2 I've got now, that 50mm 1.2. I just put the camera on focus and I move backwards and forwards to get the focus because you can't do it. It's so fine.
Yeah.
Depth of field. Yeah.
That's actually what I do normally. Is I'll autofocus. Like I'm shooting an interior with my 20mm. I'll like autofocus on like the horn button or something,
Yeah.
and then I'll zoom in on like the live view, and then I'll actually move my hands back and forth versus adjusting the autofocus because it's such a hair thing that.
Yeah, people must think I'm on some kind of medication because all I'm doing is this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we got new camera equipment delivered right away. He's got trash bags, and then Joe's got music to listen to as he does his photos.
What's this album you got, Joe?
I've been wanting this record, and I didn't buy it a few weeks ago when it released because I was gonna be out of town the day it released, so I didn't want it to just be sitting there on the,
Melt.
someone
Yeah.
melt or someone just, oh, look at this Amazon package, it's been sitting here forever.
Yeah.
They must not want it.
So is it 2 albums or 1?
It's one.
Okay.
So I don't count on it being the highest quality, you know what I'm saying? But it's just cool to have. This is my first Game of Thrones record, so.
Oh, okay. So is it the music from one season or just
No,
mix?
it's for the throne. So it's music inspired by Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Nice.
it's you got your various artists on here and stuff.
Okay.
But it's
Does that
still and then it came with this cool now I'm doing Wes's job here. So you've got
Gotta show it all off.
the cool art and stuff. I this is what's great about vinyl, man. You get all these then you got the cool sleeve.
There's enough room in the packaging to do stuff.
Let's see what the album looks like. Oh, okay, great. Black vinyl. It's still pretty rigid though. I bet you this is
Did it claim
140
one?
maybe. 140 maybe, something like that. It's not
Does that have?
it's not too, it bends fairly easily.
But yeah, it's not.
Does that have the song by The National, "The Rains of Castamere" on it? Do you know?
Ooh, I don't. Let me see.
I love the band The National. They did a song back in 2012 that I think was actually in the show or credits or something.
Oh yeah,
They're one of my favorite.
The
bands.
National, You Turn on Me, or Turn on Me.
Oh no, I guess they did. They did multiple songs. I guess I didn't know that. I have to check that out.
Huh.
Yeah, this is a good record, man. It really, I seem to like most of the tracks that are on here. You've got
Real quick, I was gonna say real quick before. Do any of you guys have any records from Mondo, like Mondo Tees? Any of that stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I have one soundtrack from them. I think it's the Gravity soundtrack, maybe.
Okay, they do like super cool stuff, like with the artwork and the vinyl itself and all that stuff. I have the Black Swan soundtrack from them on vinyl.
Nice. Yeah.
This is awesome. And then I like down here how they made like all the licensing and everything look like a sword. Can you see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Looks like a sword. It is cool.
Wes
It's
is
cool.
good.
Is that a warning, Joe, not to break the copyright?
Yeah. This is the Gravity soundtrack. That's a Mondo.
Oh, okay.
Unopened, huh?
Yeah, I'm impressed.
You leave.
Wes, you can just get up and go and get the album. That's really impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, he just like literally bing bang boom. 10 seconds later, he had the album.
The inside isn't that great. It's just.
Yeah.
So this is the while we're doing show and tell.
Yeah.
Here's the Black Swan, which I got it because it just looks so cool. But and then when you open it up, it's like, which is actually one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. So
Nice.
Huh.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
and it's although this one is like clear blue.
Oh,
Kinda crazy
that's a
looking.
nice. That's a nice. I like that. Yeah, kind of a blue tint and clear. Yeah.
How many grams is that
Wait.
album though? I have a problem with colored vinyl. I just don't find it as good.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I know Mondo, they're pretty serious about it, but it's also as much about the packaging as anything else with them.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how I would know unless it's said on the sticker or something when I first got it, but
Yeah.
Well, you can kind of tell by the weight of it and how it
maybe you could, but I can't.
Yeah.
Wes, have you got the Rolling Stones Goat's Head suit?
Yes,
it.
but it's not
Other
back
one.
there yet. It's,
Yeah, because that album has got some terrific. The posters in it are brilliant.
Mhm.
Clear vinyl is really crazy when you put it on a clear platter as well.
Yeah.
That's really crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my son bought an album, and I had to show him how to operate the record player. And he just stood there amazed that sound can come out of that disc. You know?
Yeah, he got the album, but he'd never heard it. Yeah,
I was just playing a record right before Mark started the show, and it's amazing to me that you put a needle or a stylus on there, and it just makes music. I mean, you could even turn the sound all the way down and just hear the record with the stylus in there. It's amazing to me that it works, you know?
Yeah.
I showed him. He lowered the stylus, and then he stood there just staring at it, going, "That's amazing."
It is amazing. It's to me, that's part of the.
It is part of the fun of it. Yeah.
And what I like about it is Mark's giving me a bunch of tips, and I've watched Wes's videos as well. Give me tips, but I love that you can actually have some influence on how your music sounds. By cleaning it, by getting different stylists, by getting cartridges, your tone arms, your whatever it is, you can totally have an effect on the sound of your music as well. So that's part of the
by
hobby.
singing along.
Yeah, you can sing. Hell, you can just turn the damn thing off and sing. Yeah, you know.
I just looked it up, Joe. They're 180 gram.
Oh, it is okay. 180 gram colored clear vinyl. Wow.
Yeah.
Heavy vinyl.
Like I said, they're pretty serious about it. Like, and they actually have their own label and stuff too. So
yeah.
Is it easy to get vinyl in America?
I just got mine from Amazon.
Joe would say it's too easy. Walmart would say it's too easy to get vinyl.
I ordered this yesterday, Dennis, and it's here.
It's
so,
really,
well, I mean, they actually.
It's really hard in the UK. Apparently, someone's bought all the machinery what used to make the records, and they're working 24 hours a day. They can't keep up with the demand.
You know what's hilarious is it's funny how much of the vinyl that I'm buying was pressed over there.
Yeah. But the machine made to make that many records.
I don't know, Wes. What would you say, Wes? How many records that we are buying in America are pressed in Germany or the UK?
Probably at least half. Depending.
I mean, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Czech Republic as well. A lot gets pressed.
Yeah.
There.
I mean, there's an overwhelming majority of the vinyl that's pressed. There's not many here. It's all pressed over there.
A lot of it is.
But you can actually go into like Target and get vinyl records.
Yeah.
I mean, they're limited, so it's pretty
No.
right now.
No. Let's be clear. You can go into Target and buy vinyl records.
I'm just saying.
Right here.
I'm saying it's that prevalent. I mean, I would think even maybe Walmart probably has a small selection.
Oh yeah,
Walmart does.
Walmart has a
vinyl.
selection. Yeah.
It does as well.
Yeah.
Walmart does. They do have vinyl. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't sell CDs, but they sell vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is with everything switching to digital, you buy it because of this. Otherwise you just buy the MP3s, or listen to it on Spotify or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And for a lot of people, that's the kind of the physical medium is, and it's kind of the same thing with film. Film photography, kind of the same. It's more involving. You have more control. You have more control over it to a certain extent. It seems like
something to fill the shelves behind you in Wes's case, right?
Yes.
Back there.
Cover the walls up.
Where I buy my photographic stuff from for the analog, the chemicals and the photographic paper, the guy is now sending adverts to everyone on his mailing list, looking for investors to buy into the company because they're going to expand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's it is amazing. Kind of what's old is what's new again. I mean, vinyl's obviously just gone crazy the last 10 years or so, but film has come back pretty strong. I mean,
this guy's doing courses now in the darkroom.
Okay.
People how to develop their own photographs and use the chemical process. Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
I'll put Frank in, and I'm going to take me out for a second.
I'm at the
It's
top.
weird.
Here I am.
Oh, there's Frank. Hey, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Thank you.
Oh, Jimmy's moved upstairs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at that. I'm in the middle now. Yeah. What up? What up? I'm in the middle now, baby.
Yeah,
That's right.
I feel rudderless though.
yeah.
Like we're just
Yeah,
drifting at sea.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Wes is gonna have to start a vinyl show now, or some sort of audio show that we can jump in on.
Do like a
There you go.
show, yeah.
What was that?
Do like a vinyl share, share a beer, share a vinyl.
Yeah, share a vinyl. Like everyone can show up with their latest vinyl records they've bought and talk about what's coming out. And I bet you there's more than enough there to do a weekly show.
Yeah.
Wes, where do you play your music on?
I have a Project RM 1.3 turntable. It's a modern turntable, and I've upgraded the cartridge on it.
Mark says call it What You Spinning.
What you spinning? All right,
Spinning, yeah.
good idea.
Yeah,
I'll say one thing, Joe. I've got to give this StreamYard people 5 stars because this is so much better in it than Google.
look at all these darn cards that I've got from all the records, all the digital downloads that you can get,
I don't ever use those. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I should, but I don't.
Well, mine are still sitting here, as you see,
Well, I've got Spotify too, so that's part of it. I can just pull up anything I want, really.
Yeah, music is such a huge part for me. I can't hardly talk about photography without music, right? And especially if I'm doing the type of shooting you guys do, primarily, like with the exception of Pat. I know his shoots kind of sometimes involve many people being around, but man, when I'm shooting landscapes or just street photography, I've got my earbuds in and I'm like in a zone, man. Or even if I might like one of those car shows or just some small little car type deal, earbuds, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you put on your music and you can just get in a zone and really, just shoot away. When I'm editing, for sure. I mean, you see my speakers. I mean, I am boom, baby. It's like music is a major part of everything I think we do.
Are you a long way from your neighbours, Joe?
Yeah, I am.
All moved out.
Yeah, they're wishing they could pick their houses up and move a little farther over.
I've seen Joe's speakers move about that speed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, Pat's actually had the privilege of feeling air move. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You will
it's
literally
actually unsettling. It's like to see a speaker move that slow, or how you perceive it moving that slow, and to feel it but not hear it is weird.
Yeah, you can pressurize the room with a decent floor speaker.
Oh yeah.
So you live pretty close to one another because you both in Arizona, aren't you?
Yeah,
we're
30 minutes.
Yeah, about 30 minutes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Patrick? You can hear him when he's playing his music.
It's definitely a lot of fun. Music is so much fun. It's I don't know, it's great, I think, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure Mark's dying to show some photos right now, so he's probably gonna put us into photo mode now and
I can always drop out too for a little bit. I did share some photos, but I can drop out until then. I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, I can drop out until mine come up.
We need 7 people in this. That's all we need.
Yeah, if they would bump it up to 10, I think that would be great.
Go and have you two on one camera.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. That's one way around it.
He's been here before, so he's
So what we'll do on this is you had a good idea, Pat. We'll do the move people through on the photo share. So if somebody's in there, we'll bring you up when your images come up. I think that might be a good way to do it. Now the interesting part is to share a screen on Firefox. Okay, so now I got to lock the screen, check the screen icon on your all right. Screen sharing. Let's see if it's letting me do it. Browser's block your screen. Click the screen icon on your address bar. Where's the screen icon? Oh, there it is. All right. Firefox is not letting me share. Hang on a second. Hold, please. Technical difficulties.
Yeah, we are experiencing technical difficulties right now.
Let's see. I've got to click. I've
Please
got
hold on the line, and someone will be with you shortly.
Yes.
This is your hold music.
There we go. So maybe that'll do it. Let's try that again. See what happens. All right. So now I got to find the right screen. No, I don't want that. Firefox sharing indicator. Oh, there it is. Allow.
Yeah, Pat says, I'm just going to make asshole comments since I'm not live. Yeah, why not? You know, you're like the kids in the back of the room once you're in the green room. You know what I'm saying? Because all you're doing is drinking in the green room with all the free drinks that are in there, you know?
Yeah. Okay. Well, no, that.
And the hot chicks. Boy, that Firefox is working out real well for you there, Mark.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Let's try this and see.
Hey, I fought it and tell him, Dennis. We fought it, and I just went to Chrome. Screw it.
Yeah.
I'm using Chrome at the moment because I can't use it on that.
You have no other choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hey, how about that?
There he goes. Hey.
All right. So let's go and take it. I think this is the first one. So Wes got out. Passion Flower Side. So you're out at the wetlands again?
No, this is at a park that's pretty near our new house that
okay.
go to a lot, but it's I just do with that new Sigma lens I got, a 17-70.
Okay.
Just playing with it.
17-70. Nice. So you like the lens?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Good.
It's kind of weird. I have the 18 to 35, the 17 to 50, and the 17 to 70. So I kind of
wow,
choose how much range I want versus how much aperture I want.
Mm-hmm.
And what's the aperture on? Are they two? This is a 2.8 to 4.
Yeah, the 17 to 50 is a 2.8 all the way, and then the 18 to 35 is a 1.8.
Huh. Okay.
God, I think that 17 to 50 might be the same one I have. I'm trying to think of the.
I have the Tamron, the one that Patrick was showing.
Oh.
So, are you going to keep them because they are redundant?
Yeah, I kind of, because sometimes I want the faster aperture and sometimes I want just one lens and have a little more range. So I don't know. They're all pretty cheap lenses. Well, except for the 18 to 35, that one's expensive, but the other two are really cheap lenses. They're only a few $100s each.
Yeah. So not a huge. Yeah, it's not a big thing to keep them around, really.
Yeah. I bought them used, so it's not like I can't get my money back or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a good lens. I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, it's a nice.
It's got that little bit more range that makes it where if you only have one lens, you can do a lot of things with it.
Yeah, that extra 20 millimeters makes a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Ledwith Lake Overlook.
This was just a hike I did a couple weeks ago when I was on vacation and ate lunch at this spot and just decided to shoot a quick pano with the iPhone.
Got some Spanish moss and some
Mhm.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, I like this. This is nice.
That's a nice one.
Thank you.
Sweetwater. Yep.
That's my favorite spot at Sweetwater, where I get a lot of the bird pictures at. So just sitting there waiting for some action to happen, and did a pano again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's
that's
predominantly what you do when you're doing those kind of photographs. It's like 85% we're just sitting and waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Nice clouds, nice light. Good.
Yep. The sunset's behind you, and it usually does pretty
nice
good.
light
If
on the
a bird
water.
comes through
That
there-
tree, that highlight on that tree is kind of nice. Just kind of sitting out there in the middle.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's neat. Yeah, that's a nice park. I really enjoyed our time out there, and we went out there in the evening.
Mhm.
oh, look at that. That's nice.
Look at that. Yeah, 600 millimeter. So this is purple Galenu.
Gallinule. And those
Mm-hmm.
bright. I don't know if you saw them when you were out there. Those really bright purple birds.
I don't remember them, but they're probably all over the place, right? Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a juvenile, so it hasn't turned colors yet. They're
Okay.
brown when they're juveniles.
Oh, I like this, Wes. I like the way you you captured. You got the action. You know, he's obviously got something in his mouth there from the flower. The eyes are great. You know,
Yeah,
you got the
yeah.
nice light, and you can see the scene. Like that's the Easter egg.
Yeah,
You know, you can
right
see the
there,
scene
yeah.
in the egg, in the
Yeah.
eye. It's
Yeah.
you can see the detail and in the head and the feathers, and then it just falls off from there. That's great, man.
Look at the, look
Thank
at the detail up here and the feathers along at the top of the beak.
Yeah, and Pat said well done as well. Yeah, that's good.
That's very
Good
nice.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wes, you on a tripod here?
Nope. I don't.
Oh, handheld.
I don't bring a tripod.
Bravo.
You don't need no stinking tripod.
Yeah, who needs a stinking tripod, you amateurs?
Uh,
Yeah, that's a good one for the wall right there, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
Snowy egret.
mhm.
Is it? Oh, it's kind of standing
I don't
on
know.
one leg.
It was trying to just stir up some sort of animals in the water there, and just sort of
Okay.
jumping around trying to get something to move.
Move, yeah, so I can grab it. A little fish
Right.
or something to.
Yep.
Certain species of birds are just weird, aren't they? They're just you're just like, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah, it all they do it for a reason, whatever it is. Yeah, and it's like, okay, I guess it works because they're alive.
Yeah, Pat says, my man, I effing hate using tripods.
Yeah. Yep.
Unless I'm making a YouTube video, I'm not really using a tripod.
Yeah. Well, the image stabilization is pretty good. Really is.
Mm-hmm. And actually, I just updated the firmware on this lens, and they had a image stabilization update for it.
Oh wow,
It's even better than it was before.
nice.
Huh.
Yeah, you got good results with it even before it was updated. So yeah.
I have to admit, when I'm shooting birds, I'm kind of 50-50. I have my tripod right there, and I'm off and on the damn thing like crazy.
Mhm.
I've never shot birds before.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to do. It's
I would need a longer lens because I only have a 200.
oh yeah, I mean, you can shoot it with a nice wide. I mean, I've forced myself to do that as well, and gotten some great shots that way as well of just the
You
whole
kinda
scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to get that good detail, yeah, you definitely need a 400 or something at least.
Yeah. It's unless you want like landscapes with birds in them, you need a bigger lens. If you want the birds to be to have any detail or actual focusing in on.
You
the
guys
bird.
should do yourselves a favor. If you've never rented gear, that's the optimal time to do it. Is plan
Yeah.
a shoot where you're going to shoot wildlife, maybe a trip even just to the zoo. Rent yourself a lens, man. Rent yourself one of them big suckers. You know what I'm saying? And then just have a blast. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
If you want to throw me into the green room, that was it for me. So
Oh, okay. Are you sure? Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Bring you
I've
in.
got that in.
All right, I'll put you in, and you can feel free to make all the comments you want
Yeah.
from the green room.
yeah. Yeah, no, he's in the back of the class, so yeah, you could.
Okay, so we got 5, 7, 5, 6. So we can add. Well, actually, there's Pat still. Yeah, Pat's there. Let's add Pat back in. There he is at the bottom. There we go, Pat. There we
Oh,
go.
boy. Yeah. Yeah, he's no longer in detention.
No, he got it. He got out. And we got Wes down there. So yeah, that is a good point, Joe. You just rent a big ass lens and go out and have some fun.
Yeah, just rent one of those lenses that you're more than likely not ever going to buy. I mean, you have to have a specific reason to buy one of those.
Yeah,
lenses.
those things are. Yeah, they're definitely use specific. Now, Dennis here is probably not using a 600 millimeter lens here. This is the 50 again.
I don't think I could ever afford to get a 600 mil for that Sony. Yeah, they charge about $2,000, I think, for it.
Yeah. So this is nice. Is this wide open? Yep.
Yeah, this is wide open at f1.2. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Do you know what the minimum focusing distance for that lens is?
Yeah, I've got the Voigtlander close focus adapter on the Sony.
Okay.
Yeah, it's where the lens itself is about 0.7 of a meter.
Oh wow! Okay.
You can take it down to 0.45 with the helical. It's just like putting a 4 mil extension ring on.
Which with a 50 millimeter, that's pretty damn close.
Yeah. Well, 0.54.
So, 15 inches. I mean, that's real close. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's
some fantastic images though. Yeah, but just look at like we noticed the bokeh and that thing.
Now this is interesting because Dennis, now you want to talk about somewhere that a tripod helps, and that's macro photography.
Yeah.
Were you tripod here or no?
No. All AMDs were, because this is when I'm out at the Kew Gardens, just taking.
Oh, okay, just walking around.
Yeah, when you're out walking around. Yeah.
I know when I've gone to different gardens, I've still taken my tripod and done.
Yeah, don't forget though, Joe. That Sony's got 5-axis stabilization.
Okay.
Yeah, and it does a really good job. Yeah.
Yeah. Some of these shots I took at an 1/8 of a second handheld.
Mm-hmm. So these are you're in that museum again or whatever.
Yeah, this is a few more of the glass things I took.
Okay. I like the colors on this. Yeah, it's neat.
I wonder if they'd get all hurt if you set up like reflectors and stuff like that in here. If you brought in your own lighting.
Just give me a couple minutes. I'll be fine.
You're like, never mind me.
Last week, Joe, they were selling some of these pots in the shop, and they were small, like a dinner plate, and they were £4,750.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you go in this bit with these great big pots, the first thing is you walk through the door. They go, please put your bags in front of you and carry them. You're not allowed to walk around with swinging camera bags.
Yeah.
Like, whoops, sorry, break it. You bought it.
I learned my lesson. I was shooting an auto show, and it was a bunch of Corvette owners and a bunch of rare Corvettes, and I wasn't thinking, and I had and I got told off pretty good by one of the Corvette owners, and I've never done it since. You really have to watch your gear when you're amongst expensive stuff for sure.
Yeah. What were you doing, Joe? Did the guy get ticked off?
Oh, my camera bag was swinging all over the place, and I hit a car. And
music at the same time.
I'm sorry.
Was you listening to music at the same time?
No, not at that time. I wasn't. No, I was pretty much listening to a screaming Corvette owner in my ear. Yeah.
That's even when I shoot events and I have to have a lanyard with a pass. I actually always take the lanyard off and just clip the little pass to my shoulder or pocket or something for that reason. So I think about even that leaning down and I mean, and not that it would actually hurt anything, but just not to piss people off.
It's the idea of something hitting that car. Yeah, and I was lucky I didn't damage the car though. Honestly.
Yeah, you go to shows in Scottsdale in particular, like higher end stuff, late at night, especially stuff with open bars. You'll see some crazy shit, like people that just completely lose any kind of understanding or respect for all that shit.
Yeah.
I saw I actually saw someone spill their drink on a Ferrari 250 GTO that's like a $50 million car.
Oh,
People were like sitting on the fender, leaning back, taking pictures with it and stuff, and it's just like, what are you doing?
you're an
Yeah.
idiot. Yeah, you're an idiot.
I mean,
You know.
I think at that point, the owner probably has rights to use deadly force. I would think.
The owner of that particular car was Rob Walton, who's one of the Walmart heirs.
Uh-huh.
So he probably didn't care, but
yeah, still, man, that's.
I don't think he was there. But yeah, I'm sure the people that his car handlers that were there were like, "Oh,
That's
my
what
God,
I was
can't
gonna.
believe
I
this."
was
Yeah.
just gonna say it was. He probably doesn't care. It's the car handler that cares.
Yeah, they're
He's the
gonna
one that
get-
gotta.
They're the ones that are going to catch the grief if anything happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're some of the car handlers care more about the cars than the owners do. For
That's
the
true.
owners, it's like stock. They're just trading and buying and selling.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they,
true.
you know.
Yeah, they're probably more passionate about the cars in some cases than the owner.
Are most museums open to photography there, Dennis? From your experience?
Yeah, you can go in. You can go in the science museums and the natural history museums. You take as many photos as you like.
But
There's been a few events I've done here in the States, like the Phoenix Art Museum. They actually had years ago. They call it Curves of Steel, and it was a like automotive exhibit that had like some of Ralph Lauren's cars, and it was all supposed to be cars where it was like a real heavy art influence on the design itself. And they actually said no photos allowed for any of that.
Yeah, I think. Well, in the UK, yeah, all the museums are free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no flash. Do they say no flash on it when you take the picture?
Yeah, well, I don't use flash anymore anyway. Like with 8,000th of a second, and
Yeah.
you can take well with an f1.2 lens, you can take pictures in the dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's funny here. It seems a lot of times, if it's a special exhibit, they won't allow photography. But if it's like the general exhibit, just walking around, a lot of times it seems like I've never had an issue. But they always say no professional cameras.
Yeah.
yeah. I think it was the art museums that used to restrict the pictures because
Yeah.
in the old days the flashes used to give out quite intense light, and that would affect the oil paintings.
Yeah.
But for science and stuff and history, you can just wander around the museum and take as many pictures as you like. It's great.
Yeah, I don't think dinosaurs would be worried.
Yeah.
No, not the ones we got. Although down the science museum and the history museum now, Jimmy, the dinosaurs actually move.
Yeah.
They're all animated.
Brought them back to life.
Yeah, life-size models.
I always find the professional camera thing so funny though. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
It's
What-
amusing.
what's the cutoff? Stupid.
Yeah. You got a white lens. Yeah, and that's what they're looking for. They're looking for the Canon, the Canon white lens. If you don't have that, then it doesn't, they don't know.
have any idea. They don't have any idea. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. I've been kicked out of, as a matter of fact, Arizona. I've been kicked out of, like, just going to a strip mall, for Christ's sake, and the security kicks me out. It's ridiculous. I've been kicked out of so many places. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I've been chucked out of the shopping mall in Southend, because me and Tim walked in with proper cameras.
Yeah, even you talk about museums, even malls, strip malls. I've been kicked out of. Yeah,
We've been just like buildings in downtown Atlanta. I hadn't run into it in Chicago, but at downtown Atlanta, we run into it where if you're on the sidewalk, you're fine, but as soon as you step onto the plaza, here comes a security guy coming. I'm sorry, no photographs. And I was like, okay, if I step back 2 feet, I'm gonna take the same photo. And it's a building. It's a 30-story building. It's private property, so they can ask you to leave, but it's stupid.
In the UK, Mark, you can take pictures in any public place.
Yeah. Well, here it is public, but you've got to be on public property.
Yeah, it's not a good idea to take pictures of people's children on the beach.
Yeah, no, not gonna do you any good doing that. Yeah.
Actually, taking a picture of this glass wouldn't be possible with a flash.
Yeah, you'd end up with just one huge.
Yeah, white flashback. Yeah.
Oh, that's a neat sculpture just in and of itself, and then you did a real good job capturing that too. The colors are great.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks okay. Obviously, it's been dumbed down once you put it on Flickr.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Now, question is, did you get 4,000 likes on 500px with this one?
Actually, I've done all right on 500px. Usually, I get nothing. I get laughed at.
Oh, look at this!
Yeah.
You've got your own. You've got your own display in the museum. I noticed.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah. I'm sure that used to say exit.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. That's a nice composition. I like that. You get the six.
Yeah, this is been in the GIMP, of course.
Yeah, this looks like it kind of reminded me like giant oysters, kind of giant clams. Giant clams.
Yeah. They were quite big as well. Yeah, and lovely colors.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I like about this one is those shadows on that back wall are just as interesting as the sculptures themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean this. Yeah, this especially here is really it kind of obviously kind of similar shape as the bowls themselves, but yeah.
Yeah, well these bowls were massive, and they must have been 4 to 5 times the size of the ones they were flogging for $5,000. So
yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, you couldn't get close to these at all.
Yeah, like Wes says, when they say no professional cameras, just a challenge to make good photos with anything you bring.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yeah. Like you were saying, Pat, the guy with the latest and greatest lens showing up on his new DSLR is not going to do it near as well as the person that knows what they're doing.
Yeah, I remember when I took this picture. There's an old guy standing next to me with an iPhone, and he turned around to me and he goes, "I wish I bought my proper camera."
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. This is GIMP in the run.
Okay. Yep. Doing a little film strip option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Good stuff.
Yeah. Now, this is one I took a long time ago, Mark. I done an eight stack merge.
Okay.
Used the Van Gogh filter out of GIMP and the fuzzy framework.
Huh. So it's 8 image stack, like a focus stack.
Yeah, it was eight times, and it did really make the color, the depth of the color seemed to increase each time. Yeah.
Huh.
I got it up to 1.2 gigabyte at one time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, the colors came out nice. That's for sure.
And this was taken with that Voigtlander 15mm.
Oh, okay.
You see a slight distortion on the dinghy there.
Yep. Yep.
Did you do a lot of color saturation or anything?
No, I didn't put any color saturation. This is like the lens on the camera, hyperfocal focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't even have to focus the lens when it's a 15mm.
Yeah. Yep. So Chihui glass, huh?
Yeah, I'm looking at that too. Wes posted that, and
I got no attention to the
Q reflections. I bet it is at Q. Yep, I bet it is. Yeah.
pretty cool. Pretty cool. I remember that one blue one that he took a picture of, and it looked like he had gimped that in there. I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, it lights up. Look at that. Pretty cool.
Yeah, this is gimped as well, Mark.
He took a face and put it on the rock in the garden.
Yeah, this was a rock in the rockery, and the face I cut out of one of those stone faces at the garden centre.
Okay, put them together.
And I blended it into the rock after making it mono.
Mm-hmm.
That actually looks pretty good.
It does, yeah. That's a real good job. I mean, you kind of look here how you blend it. Yeah, that's realistic. Nice GIMP.
Yeah,
It's not Photoshopped. It's GIMPed.
it's quite good fun, really. You can just play and fake everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Pat said his computer crashed.
Yeah, literally don't know the last time this happened. Well, welcome to StreamYard. No, no, StreamYard's doing great.
Right.
Now we've seen this. This is a different iteration. Yeah, the shopping cart in the water.
Yeah, what I done with this, apart from turning it to black and white, was I added the GIMP Van Gogh filter to this.
What does that do?
It seems to really darken down and sharpen everything, you know?
Okay, so it really bumps up like the shadows and
Yeah.
and then put some local sharpening. Yeah, some sharpening on it.
Yeah,
This is a great. I mean, whenever you first shared it, I was a couple years ago maybe, but I always just thought that was a great composition because you just got this shopping. What do you call them? Trolleys? Do you call them trolleys?
Yeah, shopping trolley. It makes the picture, you know.
Yeah.
They dredged one of our rivers, and I think they got about 50 of these shopping trolleys out of the bottom of the river.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, it says a giant moon right over the trolley.
Yeah,
because you got to put a giant moon in there. Yeah. Yeah, that's.
right.
Did anyone see anything on this? Oh, can I say what I saw?
Yeah, go on in.
Yes.
I saw people's eyes up the top.
No.
Eyes? Where?
Right here.
People's eyes, but I had to blow the picture up a bit. It's too small.
There's
Oh,
eyes
okay.
here. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you put this full screen, right? If you look through the image, you have to see through the image and try and focus beyond it. And what will form in front of you will be like a complete room. Looks like it's mirrors and glass with a perfect 3D image in the middle of it.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Now, this one, he said he couldn't do this one. But,
this reminds me of Seinfeld right here. I swear to God.
Yeah.
yeah. I find the next one is easier.
I couldn't figure it out.
Let's see the next one. Oh, okay. Well, this is easier because it's oriented landscape.
It's in landscape. Yeah. Now this is quite easy, and if anyone can actually do it, you'll know what the image is. So I won't tell you what the images are.
But I couldn't figure it out. Could you please tell me?
Well, can anybody do it?
Yeah. Once you make it full screen, it's way easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you do it, Joe?
No.
This is crazy. What you have to do is stare at it and try and focus. Look through it. Try and focus through it, and you'll see a 3D image completely formed before your eyes.
That's what Kramer said. Remember Seinfeld?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I washed my glasses and I still couldn't see it.
You couldn't see. You must be able to see it. It's just a knack. Once the image starts to form, I found that if you slightly move your head back from the screen, everything will become in focus. You'll see absolutely everything.
All right. Now I'm staring at it. My eyes are starting to hurt, but I'm not seeing.
When no one else is in the room, they feel like I'm a bloody idiot.
Yeah, you don't have to stare at it. You have to stare through it. I'm really surprised that none of you can do it.
Maybe I haven't had enough beer. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, really.
I'll have to look at it.
Frank,
I can't see anything when I'm looking.
I'll bring you back in, Pat.
We're all too old. We got weak eyes.
No, well, I'm just as old and I can do it.
Yeah, right. I know Dennis is like, I'm old too.
There you go, Pat. Back in.
It's a boxing match.
Yeah, well done.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's nice to see someone who's got good eyesight.
What you do is kind of like cross your eyes and then like let them refocus.
That's right. Yeah, I find that when it starts to focus, if you just move your head back just a fraction, everything becomes crystal clear.
Not really.
Yeah, they used to have, they call it the map where you could do that.
Yeah. I remember them, and I was always having trouble seeing them. I don't know.
It used to be very popular.
Mm-hmm.
No, Patrick got this one right. It's a boxing match.
Well, that's good because I can't see anyone.
Yeah, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
I'll have to revisit that one.
Yeah, what you want to do is when we ring off tonight, you've got to practice all week and let me know what you see.
Okay, I will. I'll have a couple of drinks and then I'll look at it again.
Yeah.
Patrick, could you do the other one?
I actually, I My computer's so slow I didn't want to pull it up because it's like slowing down. Before we got on, I looked at it. I like only at the one. I didn't look at this one, so I don't know.
Yeah, this one.
I can try.
I find it a little bit more difficult, but it does work.
So the
Yeah,
eye- right.
I ain't got it.
Yeah.
It ain't
It's on
happening.
my to-do list.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen for me. Yeah,
Yeah, what you want to do?
If you stare at this picture and you look through it, I
yeah,
see a boxing match.
yeah. When you look through this image, I see a
dollar
car.
bills going into the air.
That's
That's
it.
Exactly.
This.
Oh, my eyes. Yeah.
It's an English car, though, kind of.
Oh, it is
McLaren.
Yeah.
McLaren Senna. So is this the first one in the country?
No, I don't think so. It's actually the guy who he gets a lot of the first stuff in the country kind of thing.
Okay.
But this one I don't think so. I shot this one. It's actually out in kind of Malibu.
Okay.
I shot that Bugatti Chiron at the same place. It's that Point Mugu or Muju or something.
Okay.
And this one, yeah, it's I don't know. It was actually an insane photo shoot because maybe I talked about this before, but basically it was like the stretch of we talked about it. Yeah, where I was seeing.
Oh yeah,
things,
is
the
this one
drive.
where you're in the hotel and everything? Yeah.
Yeah. This was the drive out there. This is
Okay.
at like 7 a.m. after getting up at 3:30 in the morning before that and staying
Oh.
awake that whole time and driving out to LA and all that.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So
That's a beautiful.
and actually they didn't know how to put it in race mode, so that's why it kind of looks like a 4x4 with all that
Yeah.
ground clearance,
Yeah.
It's kind of high. Yeah.
Yeah.
which is disappointing. They like tried, but they just couldn't figure it out, and they thought it wasn't it. And I actually just did a photo shoot with another Senna yesterday morning, a real quick shoot. And then the guy actually dropped it all the way in race mode. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's what it's supposed to look like, where it's like barely above the ground.
Yeah.
And that I'll have to post some. Hopefully, I'll post some or photos of that shoot in a little bit because that's the most insane spec of any car I've ever seen.
Hmm.
You take a lot of equipment when you do these shoots?
No, this was one camera body, 2 lenses. That's pretty much it. A tripod, but I didn't use it because they actually showed up late. I drove out there all that ways, and they were late, which
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I mean, very very minimal. I'm always kind of
Put what you
quick
want,
and
put what
Yeah.
you really want to say.
Photoshop it.
Comments.
It was
What's that?
just Photoshop it into race mode.
there you
Yeah.
go. I could, but not for 40, 50 pictures. That's a little much.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not that easy to do.
That's
I
a
mean,
beautiful car, even not in race mode.
They're insane. I mean, it's got the glass on the doors, and I wouldn't say it's pretty, but I love the way it looks. It's just so outrageous.
Yeah. Yeah. It's is it Ayrton Senna
Yeah,
inspired? Yes.
it's like a tribute to him.
Uh-huh. That's a beautiful car. Okay, Ferrari 1971.
This is another famous LA area kind of place. This is Los Angeles or Angeles Crest, whatever,
Okay.
however you want to say it. It's like the little kind of winding road up, but these little pull-offs. If you pay attention, there's actually a lot of stuff that's shot on this road and on these little pull-outs, videos and photos.
Oh, that's
Like Jay
that's
Leno, a lot of
beautiful car.
Smoking Tire, a lot of that kind of stuff. Anything that's based in LA car-wise,
Mhm.
they'll be up and down this road.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark, Frank
Yes.
saying put Wes back in.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well. All right. I'll put Wes in. And I'll take can I take you out for a second, Dennis?
Yeah, sure.
All right. There we go. Back in there, Wes? Yeah, there we are.
Patrick, do you
And
think
this was
and let the people move the car where they want it to be and you just go and shoot it? Or do you have much say in the positioning of the car?
I mean, I pretty much tell them wherever to put it. You know, location-wise, it's a little bit. They said they wanted to shoot this car here. So this car is going to auction, and it was actually like people with the auction company were the handlers of it, so they drove it and did all that. But yeah, I pretty much tell them, you know, put it right here, do all this, and
There we go. Put you back.
you know, ideally with some photo shoots, I just get total control, and just toss me the keys, and that's ideal. But at the same time, it's kind of nice to have someone to say, like, I can get that, I can actually see the photo and tell me, a little further, versus me having to do that. But,
Right.
I mean, best case scenario, I would much rather every time have them just give me the keys and I deal with it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't always work out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, flash to lighten them up a bit.
No, this is just natural light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a little, retouching in Photoshop to bring out like the shadows and whatnot, but
Yeah.
it's actually not that much done to it.
No, that's-
And I pulled out like
that's
almost all.
great. Yeah, the location and the light, dark on the goes really well with the car itself. I mean, the color you
Yeah.
wouldn't think, but
And as you can see, there's
dark.
a lot of donuts and burnouts done on that little pull off there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, you look around at that. Yeah, look at all that.
And how many images are you stacked here, Patrick?
I guess that's probably like 20, 30 maybe.
Really? Wow. Certainly builds a nice 3D image.
Yeah, it's
So that's it's actually more than that. So it's 56. And some of that gets cropped out, because it's like I overdo it on the edges and then I crop it in afterwards.
Yeah,
And a lot of it's overlapping, but I mean you could probably do this in 20,
yeah,
but
56 is much better.
I thought
I guess.
with 8 images, but
But no, I mean you get a lot. You have a little bit more freedom with all the extra pixels, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say that image is like, I can pull it up now. I want to say it's probably like 200 megapixel, something like that.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
did you move right round the car when you're taking them? Did you sort of start one end and work your way round?
Yeah, I basically try to like think of it as a grid, start in one corner and work my way left to right, and then right to left to right, back and forth, and try to overlap a little but not too much, because every little bit of overlap is more time processing and all that stuff. So like I try not to overdo it, because the fewer images the better in terms of actually working with the image.
Mm-hmm.
What's the turnover like? What's the turnover like when you go on the job and have to submit the presentation?
Sometimes it's like the next day. So
Wow.
like one time I flew out to Sonoma and I drove up and I shot a car, and within 24 hours I had 100 images to them. And that's like polished final images, because it was a reshoot last minute kind of thing. A lot of times it's like 2-3 days. They want that right away kind of thing. But so yeah, this one is original image I shrunk it for Flickr, but it's actually 220 megapixel. The full images.
Yeah. It's the end result is very nice. Yeah, this looks like
Are they all raw files, Patrick?
No, I mean actually at that point I just send JPEGs, because it's like such high resolution it doesn't matter, and it's a little faster than like if that was a TIFF it'd probably be I mean a TIFF at 220 megapixel would be like what, like 5 gigs or something.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it would be. So
do you use PNGs or just JPEGs all the time?
just just high quality JPEGs, and sometimes I keep the PSDs if they want like a TIFF,
Yeah.
if they want that higher quality. But I mean for what they use, I mean the fact of the matter is, like at most that's going to be like a 2-page spread in a catalog. I mean sometimes they blow them up a little bigger, but it's really extreme overkill.
Yeah.
Even with that JPEG, I mean like a 20 megapixel picture is overkill for what they do.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Well, I see. I'm new at this game, so I was converting my raw files to TIFFs, dropping them into GIF. But they're massive files. So I say it was 1.2 gigabyte for TIFF. Yeah, blending TIFF. So it's pointless, really, is it? I might as well just do JPEGs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because it starts to become just completely unwieldy, where you literally can't like open the images, and then what's the point?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep
they do
going.
take a long time to load up.
Yeah. That's and so we got what year is this?
I don't know. I think early 90s. It's actually, he did a lot of custom work to it.
Okay.
So it's kind of hard to say. So it's like, it might actually be an older, but it has a more modern engine in it. And this was actually just a private shoot. I
Okay.
had shot one of his cars for RM. Then he had me drive up there to shoot a couple of his other cars.
Okay. Yeah, just for his own
And
stuff.
I mean, Sedona, you kind of can't beat location-wise.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy.
It's just beautiful.
Pretty colors and the blue. It really sets the blue of the car off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yep. There's a nice combination there. Yep. Beautiful scenery and a beautiful car. So here we got, is this an Ariel Atom? Yeah, it is. All right. I guess
Yeah. They shift well.
GT3.
So Ariel Adams, another English car, right? I think Ariel is.
Yeah. I mean, they got motorbike engines in them. And they would outrun,
Yeah.
they would outrun that Porsche or Ferrari, you know.
Yeah, but not a Tesla ludicrous mode.
Yeah.
Not a P90D in ludicrous mode.
Yeah. Actually, the electric Tesla, I was looking at it the other day, 3.2 seconds to 60.
Yeah, for the for the Model 3.
Pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, it's
The only
crazy.
thing I had against it was 95 grand over here.
Yeah. It's you get a lot. I mean, definitely something about having all that torque available pretty much right away. You know?
Yeah, but those atoms are superb.
Yeah. I was gonna say that the Tesla might be quicker to 60, but
It
around a
falls off.
track, I think the Atom will.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think, they took it out on a track and tried to.
That's the thing. That's the big thing with the electric vehicles is they'll get there faster, but they can't hold it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's time after time. And now, hell, you've got even the Corvette that'll beat it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the weight with it, all those batteries are heavy. That's another trick with all of them that
Mm-hmm.
going
Yeah,
full
but
electric is
Atom
hard to.
They don't weigh nothing. Even doors are an optional extra.
Yeah. Well, now there's literally no doors. You just step over it, climb
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, it's
I think it weighs like
it's
20
an engine with wheels and a roll cage, pretty much. Yeah.
2,400 pounds, something like that. 2,500.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive to buy one.
No, for the base model, they're for what they do, they're pretty cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a neat. So are these both cars by the same owner?
Yeah, it's actually kind of a dealership, and the whole thing is they're like paint to sample. So I think that's actually a BMW color on both of them.
Oh, okay.
It's like BMW Merino blue or something like that, or Marina blue.
Okay.
And so he had both of them painted that color, so he wanted to shoot them together.
Okay. Just to kind of get a comparison. That's a neat.
And it's a very like in person, that blue is beautiful.
Yeah.
Like photos don't do it justice.
It looks really, really deep color.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're both car. That's a great color on their cars. I mean, they complements both cars. Very nice. Yeah. Very nice.
Did you get to drive the Atom?
I have not. No.
I'd love to.
I might be able to talk him into it because he's a like I said, he's a dealership. He's actually the Atom dealership in Arizona. Is this guy?
Mhm.
And so I'm thinking about starting to get into shooting videos, and I want to do car videos. You know, at least at the beginning. And so that'd be kind of a fun one to do a car video with.
It would be.
Yeah. If you get to drive one, let us know what it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we are going up amongst the trees. Okay, Pebble Beach.
That's a pretty famous stretch of road, the 17-mile drive. You actually have to
Yeah.
pay to do it. And
Oh, you do? What does it cost? Do you know?
I want to say it's like $10 or $15
Yeah.
to be able to do it. 'Cause it's basically like a state park kind of thing, you know.
Oh,
You might be able to get a pass that gets you in it, but
All right, see,
but
Frank.
yeah, they kind of limit it.
Frank is.
Um,
So we've
but
got.
yeah, this was part of the West Coast drive I did a little while ago that I shared, like pictures across the Golden Gate Bridge and stuff.
Mhm.
So this one I flew out to LA. We drove up to San Francisco and then I flew back. They did a whole drive from Phoenix up to San Francisco up to like Sonoma, and then flew back. And I only did part of it this time, but
Mhm.
That had to be rough in exotics. Actually, it had to be pretty rough.
I mean, it depends. I don't know about like the Ferraris and some of these cars, but like that McLaren 720S, which I did this time. This drive was entirely in the Rolls Royce, so it was not rough at all.
The opposite of rough. Yeah, the opposite of rough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but in the when I did the 720 in the past, it really wasn't bad. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, because the Ferrari and stuff. I mean, some of these exotics are beautiful to look at, but in a
But
short
you,
drive,
you really want to drive 400 or 500 miles in them. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you'll get beat up, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so. But yeah, so he shot this from a roll. So yeah, probably not a big deal there.
yeah, no.
Well, if the rolls was in track mode, then then you get it.
A rolls in track mode is still not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, these are portraits I did of this young kid. He's 21. He's got he's got his own business, an IT business. So he goes around fixing people's computers. So so he asked me to take some photographs for his business, just different casual ones. So that's
Yeah, good job, man.
Yeah.
That's using the new camera I got.
All right.
One lens.
And the one lens and the pro lens, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
There he is. Doing the deal. Doing the deal right there.
Yeah, you got a couple of good stock photos. I'll tell you right now.
Mhm.
That's good. Good looking kid. Great scene. You got. I mean, that's great stock photography right there, man. There it is.
So this is stuff he's going to use for his website and that type of thing.
Yeah, I just took a load of them. I didn't obviously put them all on here. Yeah. Just to give you guys an idea, so you can give me some comments and feedback.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you want to do right there, man. Just get started, shooting people.
Yep.
This particular one, depending on what you want to do, but yeah, the eyes need to be a little better. But yeah, I mean, it's still great. It's still good.
Well, I wanted one eye a little bit darker, so it's kind of like not a Rembrandt, but similar to a Rembrandt.
Whenever you can for eyes, you want to try, depending on what you're trying to do, but some sort of catch light in the eyes.
Yeah.
So that they look personable and not, so they look like human eyes. But it's not always what you're shooting for. But yeah, I mean, this is still good stuff, man.
Actually, that's my hat.
Okay.
He didn't want to wear the hat, but afterwards he kept wearing it all the time. This one, when I took it, I told him to stay still. He kept moving when I was moving. I said, no, because I've got your fingers and your glasses in certain positions. So you stay there, no matter what I do, because I had to move to get out the lenses because there was a reflection in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to be in the view here. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see the hat and his glasses in his hand there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good job though.
Shooting people, yeah, it's good. I mean, shooting people is challenging.
That one's just up by a lake, a park just down the road from me. And I love this shot. It's great. Well, I shot this looking through a fence.
Oh, okay. So you kind of up through like a metal fence or whatever.
Lens through the fence to take this because I wanted this angle of the shot.
Yeah, when up against when you've got a fence in the way, no matter what you're shooting, just put your lens right up against it. I mean, and you'll never see it. It's too close for the camera. It'll just shoot right through.
I just between the bars. I just push.
Okay.
Yeah. Right between the sides.
Yeah, I will literally. It's kind of why I always have my what you call it on the front of the lens, because I'll just put that literally right up against whatever.
Oh, protect, not the
lens hood. Yeah, I'll put my hood right up against whatever fencing it is, and you'll never see it. Yeah. Or at least I've not had an issue.
Well, I like that shot with the color. It's great.
Mm-hmm. The color is great. Yeah,
color is very nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. I think you did a good job, man. Is this kind of your first kind of portrait sort of thing?
No, I've done other portraits as well. I just don't do too many. Usually I do them when people ask me to do them. I don't advertise or anything like that. And sometimes I charge, sometimes I don't.
Well, this is good stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
This is good. Absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you.
Very well. Nice lighting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Very nice.
Yeah, see, James, in this one, I just avoided the eyes altogether. See,
Mhm.
you just avoid the eyes. I ain't got time for catch light.
This is from your shoot last week, right? Yeah.
This is from my last week's shoot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So
Very red hair. Wow.
Yeah, she had just dyed her head red, or re-dyed her hair.
Okay.
So, and it was the perfect length. So I thought, you know what, just put it all in front of your face and let's do something. So
Do you have a studio, Joe, or do you go to a studio, rent one out?
I go to my studio about 20 feet away from me right now. Yeah.
Yeah. It's called move the couch around, set up a light, and off we go.
Yeah. Fortunately, when I bought this house, it has the perfect space to shoot in, and it happens to be my living area.
Yep.
So I'm just blessed to actually have that kind of space because it's
That's nice. So you've got an open floor plan, and you got the room to move stuff around, and
I've got.
You did that. That was part of the plan, wasn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
that was part of what you were doing because
Yeah.
you do both multiple use. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about renting a studio. You've got the space that you can manipulate and do what you need.
And hard floors, so everything I have, all my furniture that I have is movable. So everything is movable, and that's the key. I don't want anything permanent. So I even had a hard time. I struggled. Well, I've been in the house now 3 years. I struggled putting the TV on the wall because I didn't want anything permanent. I wanted the ability to move stuff around because I didn't know where I was going to be shooting, and so I'm just.
Room big then? Is it a big room?
I'm sorry.
Is it a big room?
It is. It's a good size. Yeah. Once I get everything out of the way the way I want it, the way I can, if I really want to. For this shoot, I didn't open it up all the way, but I can, and it's a pretty big space. Yeah, I have enough space to put her, whatever subject it is, I can put them. Like I can set up my big backgrounds. I can have them probably 20 to 30 feet away from the background and still use my 200 mil. Yep. Still, I still have enough.
It's a big great room. You've got the living room and dining room and kitchen area all in one big area. So yeah.
It's a pretty good sized space. So I have enough room to get them far enough from my background to where you don't, like in this shot, you don't see the wrinkles or anything on my background. That's one of the keys too. I have cloth background, so you'll see the wrinkles if they're too close to it. So in order to get those out, you shoot with some distance.
Yeah.
So I have enough room to get them away from the background. Like I say, at least a good 10 to 15 feet away. And then I still have plenty of room if I wanted to use. I didn't use my 200 mil, but I very well could. I could use my plenty of space to get great, full body portraits with my 200 mil at that if I want. Yep.
Well, cool. Well, awesome show, guys. A lot of images, wide variety, and good stuff. We'll have a show next week. The week after, no show. We're gonna be we'll be out of town. But I think I post up the next few weeks on the YouTube channel. So just go there in the end. Just pull up YouTube and I'll post a link when we start the show. I think that's the best way to do it. So good one. Good. You guys have a good week, and we'll go back here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Same bad time and channel. We'll see.
All right, guys. See ya. Have a good one. Later. All right. Bye.
Guys.